Hi students, welcome to the session on modified Ampere circuital law. This law is very important. The other name for this law is Ampere-Maxwell's law. Why it is called modified Ampere circuital law? We have some problem in Ampere circuital law. Maxwell identified and rectified that, right? So we have some problem in Ampere circuital law. That problem was identified and rectified by Maxwell's. Then he combined four different laws and form a Maxwell's equation. So this law is the playing a pivotal role in the EM theory, right? So let us see that. Okay. So first thing we have to know is from Faraday's law, it is understood that a changing magnetic field, a changing magnetic field or flux through any a change in magnetic flux through any closed surface induces circulating electric field. Circulating electric field, where it is inducing circulating electric field? Along the boundary of that surface. Along the boundary of that surface. This is what Faraday's law. So a changing magnetic flux through any closed surface induces circulating electric field along the boundary of the surface. You see that del cross E is equal to minus dou B by dou T. So when flux changes, magnetic field will change. Magnetic field changes means it is producing circulating. Del cross is called circulating electric field. So this is what Faraday's law states. That means what? When you are having a boundary like this, when field lines are passing through that, the flux is changing. That is, this is changing. If this changes, what is that? Dou B by dou T changes. What happens? It produces circulating electric field del cross E. This is what Faraday's law tells, right? So it relates changing electric field, changing magnetic field gives or induces change in electric field. Now Maxwell asked the question whether if changing magnetic field induces change in electric field, changing electric field will lead to change in magnetic field. Change in magnetic field, B or H, no problem, right? So this is what Maxwell asked, right? So what he expected? He expected del cross H is equal to epsilon dou E by dou T. This is what? Minus B is equal to mu H, mu is equal to dou H by dou T. Like that, del E instead of E you replace H, del cross H is equal to mu, you replace with epsilon, H you replace with E. This is what Maxwell asked. He asked whether a changing electric flux through a closed surface produces circulating magnetic field along the boundary enclosing that surface. This is what Maxwell's question. Can we get this? Right? So who is talking about del cross H? Ampere, right? So Ampere circuital law is talking about del cross H. So he started from that. Okay. So what is Ampere circuital law? Del cross H is equal to J. Let us assume this is vector 1, equation number 1. So let us take divergence of this. Both sides del dot del cross H is equal to del dot J. So what is that? It is divergence of curl of H. Divergence of curl is 0. So that is given by del dot J. So it implies del dot J is equal to 0. Del dot J is equal to 0. But we studied continuity equation where it says that del dot J is equal to minus dou rho V by dou T, right? So let us assume this is equation number 2, this is equation number 3. So 2 and 3 are contradicting, yes or no? From Ampere circuit law we got delta J is equal to 0, but continuity equation says that delta J is equal to minus dou rho V by dou T. So there must be some problem in equation number 1. That's what Maxwell has found, right? So then you want to do some compensation, or we want to do some modification to make these two equations compatible, right? So what he did is he added one term, del cross H is equal to J, that is already there. He added one new term, JD. Already existing term is JC, which is called conduction current. JD is called displacement current, right? So how this addition make these two equations compatible and solve the ambiguity in Ampere circuit law? Let us see. Now what he did is, now you take divergence, del dot del cross H is equal to del dot J, divergence on both sides, del dot JD, right? So this is 0, as usual divergence of curl is 0. Del dot J, or simply J or JC, we can put del dot JD. Fine. So we know del dot J is minus dou rho V by dou T. Fine, plus del dot J D. So this implies del dot JD is equal to dou rho V by dou T. Fine. So it's a volume charge as per Gauss law. Delta D is equal to rho V. So delta D is equal to rho V, delta D by dou T. Here it is del dot JD, right? So then you can say, right, we can take del outside, that is equal to del dot dou D by dou T. Yes or no? So rho V, instead of rho V, we can substitute del dot D. As per Gauss law, take del dot dou D by dou T. So del dot JD. This implies JD is equal to dou D by dou T. This is the term he added, right? This is what displacement current. JD is known as displacement current density. Displacement current density. This is what the biggest contribution of Maxwell to in the world, right? This contribution leads to the understanding of wave propagation in free space. So Maxwell added the term JD, which is nothing but displacement current density. From this, what we understand, we know that D is equal to epsilon E. So we take epsilon E dou E by dou T. You are understanding what you are understanding? Right hand side is cos, left hand side is effect. What is the dou E by dou T? This is cos, it is effect. So dou E by dou T causes JD. That means what? Changing electric field introduces displacement current. Right? So changing electric field is introducing displacement current. So what do you mean by displacement current? It is a current, right? So this current is nothing but current due to change in the electric field, right? Whereas JC is a conduction current, it is a current passing through a conductor It is current passing through a conductor, right, due to the flow of charge. You see the difference? JC is due to flow of charge, whereas JD is due to change in electric field. Very, very, very important difference, right? So it is due to change in, I write properly, my handwriting is poor, sorry. It is due to change in the electric field. It is due to the flow of charge, JC, right? Okay, this is what the biggest contribution of Maxwell's to the communication world. Okay, so that is very important. Now we see that now Maxwell added JD, so del cross H is equal to, what do you call, JC plus JD. Fine. Okay, now we see that JC is conduction current, so that is given by, already we know JC is equal to sigma E, point form of Ohm's law. JD is epsilon dou E by dou T. So what it is telling? It is opposite to the Faraday's law. You see, changing electric field will induce change in magnetic field. So this is what modified Ampere circuital law, MACL. So what it indicates? This is the cause, this is the effect. You see, change in electric field induces change in magnetic field. That is, you see, electric field is varying with respect to time. That is, time varying electric field will induces, del is a spatial operator, we know, spatially varying magnetic field, or time varying electric field induces circulating, del cross H is circulation curl, so circulating magnetic field, anything you can say. So what Faraday's law states? Faraday's law states change in magnetic field will induce change in electric field. Faraday's law, del cross E is equal to minus dou B by dou T. So see the beautiful difference. So Maxwell's and Faraday's law, right? Here you see change in magnetic field induces change in electric field. Here change in electric field induces change in magnetic field. So what is the thing? From B we get H, Faraday's law. From H you get B, modified Ampere circuital law, right? So change in electric field induce changing magnetic field. That change in magnetic field will induce changing electric field. That's a cycle. That's what EM wave propagates, right? That's why Maxwell's law is very, very important. When electric field changes, magnetic field will change. When magnetic field changes, electric field changes. So it's going like that. Fine. So okay, now we got this. Now this is a point form of my Ampere circuital law. What is that? Del cross H is equal to sigma E plus epsilon dou E by dou T. This is point form of Ampere circuit, modified Ampere circuital law, right? Because it is involving del or differential form. Now we find integral form. Integral form is given by, as usual, we take from Ampere circuital law. H dot dl is equal to I enclosed. I is nothing but J dot ds. That and all we know, right? If you have any doubt, please refer my video on current density. Instead of J, we have both JC plus JD. That's what Maxwell has introduced. So JC plus JD dot ds. So this is H dot dl, line integral, closed line. That how can I relate with surface? Apply Stokes theorem, right? So closed integral becomes surface del cross H dot ds. So what is integral form of modified Ampere circuit law? Del cross H dot ds is equal to Jc plus Jd is nothing but dou d by dou t dot ds. This is what integral form of modified Ampere circuit law. This is integral form. Fine. This is point or differential form. This point form or differential form, right? So what is the thing I want to emphasize further is, right, in order to understand this change in electric field produces change in magnetic field, right? So we will consider one example and real-time scenario. This is very important example. Okay, so let us take that and let me explain that from this. Okay, let me take this too, right? Okay, fine. This one and this one. Okay, now we see this, right? Okay, first let us take this exam. Okay, where is that? Oh, please bear with me for delay. Okay, you see here, right? So I want to explain Maxwell's equation still further. Here you see, let us consider this situation of charging a parallel plate capacitor, right? So as this is shown here, this is the parallel plate capacitor I want to charge, right? Here it is a dielectric medium, it is not conducting, right? It is a dielectric medium. Okay, so what is that? The current is supplied by a voltage. When current flows through, this is a conductor. We know capacitor is a conductor separated by a dielectric. So this is a conductor, right? So the current flowing through the conductor is Jc. Please understand, right? Current flowing through a conductor is Jc. So this is Jc. Fine. Okay. Suppose I want to find what is the magnetic field at this point P, like here, right? So I want to find, when we know that as per Ampere circuit law, when current flows through this conductor, any conductor, the magnetic field will be induced. Yes or no? That's what Ampere circuit law. When current flows through this then what happens? Yes, rotating magnetic field will be induced. That's what Ampere circuit law states. So when current flows through this conductor also, it will induce a magnetic field. I want to find what is the magnetic field at this point P. So I want to apply Ampere circuit law. So if I Ampere circuit law means I have to choose Amperian loop that has to pass through the observation point. This point P is my observation point. So I choose this loop S1. So what I did, as per Ampere circuit law, it will give H dot dl is equal to I enclosed. That I is nothing but a conduction current. Yes or no? Okay. This is basically, this is what happens. Suppose if I choose a surface like this, right? Please. Okay. Let me take here. Right? So if I choose this surface instead of earlier one, okay, here you see, here the same point only I want to emphasize, but instead of this surface earlier I have chosen this surface, full surface. It's like a balloon, right? Here I have chosen balloon. That balloon is passing through this insulator, because dielectric is nothing but an insulator. Okay, so this is conductor. This area is full of conductor where current flows. This is dielectric or insulator. Fine. So okay, this is in dielectric. So now what is the current? As usual, H dot dl is equal to I enclosed, right? So Ampere circuit law, it is bothering about only the boundary of the surface. It is not bothering about shape of the surface. This is closed. What is the boundary? This is the boundary. This is what our boundary. Yes or no? So for earlier case, right, this case the same boundary, for this case also same boundary, but what is the difference? The shape of the surface is different. Here it is balloon, there that is a loop, but boundary is same for both the things. But now what is the current? Here current will not be same, because here the current enclosed is 0, because in this in between the plates there is no current. So what happens here? Current is 0, right? So that's a problem in the Ampere's circuital law, right? It is a practical approach to find the answer for Maxwell's equation. So what happens? This is the problem with the Ampere's circuital law. Here only Maxwell played a huge role. What he did, so but current flows through this. We know when a capacitor is connected across a battery, surely current will flow. Then how current flows? That's a question, right? So because here there is a gap, we know through gap, if there is open circuit, current will not flow. But how current flows? That's a question. Yes or no? It's a plate. In between the plate there is no connection. It is a free space. Whether current flows through that, we know in open current will not flow, but it is a closed, it is acting like a closed circuit, current will flow through this circuit. How is it possible? That's what Maxwell's theorem can explain. So when current when battery capacitor is connected across this battery, what happens? It will be inducing charge in the one plates, right? And that will create accumulation of charge creates electric field, because the charges are stagnant here. It will create electric field. So that electric field is creating current. Yes, here charges will accumulate, here positive charge, here negative charge will accumulate. We know when there is a charge, there is a field. Charge field goes from positive charge to negative charge. That's what this line, right? So this field creates current. That current is known as JD, displacement current. Let us see how that is possible, right? So we know that, let us take Gauss law. We know as per Gauss law, the electric flux passing through a closed surface is equal to charge enclosed by the surface, right? That is what pi is equal to electric flux passing through a closed surface is equal to charge enclosed. This is Gauss law. Okay, so Q enclosed by epsilon naught. Otherwise we say d dot ds equal to Q enclosed. From this d is equal to epsilon e dot ds equal to Q enclosed by epsilon naught, that is equal to electric flux pi e. Now we find change in electric flux. That's what Maxwell's told, no? The change in electric flux through a closed surface creates what do you call? Change in magnetic field around the surface, right? Around the loop, right? That's what Maxwell's theorem. Let us see that. Change in electric flux. So we change d phi e. Change means differentiation, rate of change with respect to time. D phi e, differentiate right hand side. 1 by epsilon naught is constant. dq by dt, right? What is dq by dt? dq by dt is equal to I naught. Yes, dq by dt is nothing but current I. That current is called displacement current. If you see, id is equal to epsilon naught d phi e by dt. This is what the question we have asked during the introduction of this class. What is that? Whether change in electric flux will create current. Change in magnetic flux will create EMF, right? V is equal to, what is that? d phi by dt. We studied, right? So similarly, the reverse question, whether change in electric flux will create current. This current is created by change in electric flux. Flux changes means electric field will also change. That will create current. That current is known as displacement current. So in capacitor, what we have to remember is, from here to here, in the conductor the current is conduction current, in the dielectric the current is displacement current, which is due to the electric field. How electric field creates current? This is the reason we proved, right? Flux is nothing but field lines passing through a surface. So flux is creating current means field is creating current. So this indicates, what it is indicate? Change in electric flux induces displacement current. So where it comes into picture? It comes into picture in capacitor. That is what you see in between the capacitor. We know it's a free space. Here it is JC, in conductor it is a dielectric, here it is JD. It is nothing but a free space. Nothing is there. Free space, the current is a displacement current. That's why Maxwell's contribution is very, 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 very important. So what Maxwell has introduced? He has introduced JD, that is given by dou D by dou T, that is equal to dou E by dou T, right? Change in electric field will induce current, right? So you see here, you remember when okay, please forgive me, right? Here you see when voltage increases, here the number of charges will start increasing, accumulating, initially to 1, then in 2, 3, 4, like that. That means charges increase, changes, electric field will change. This electric field change will induce current JD. That's what JD goes through this. Okay, so that's all about this modified Ampere circuital law. Hope you understand this concept very well. If you have any doubt, please ask me in comment section. Thank you.